Hello again, welcome back to another speed paint video. I don't know if it's a speed paint Sunday, I don't know if it's Sunday, I don't know. Anyways. Today I'm gonna be actually talking about my webtoon. That's a first. Usually, whenever I started my webtoon, I would just pretend it didn't exist. That's so bad. No, I love my webtoon, I swear, it's my child. I swear. I don't secretly not like my child. It's not like I ignored it for like 4 months. I'm sorry. Anyways, I have things to say about it now. Finally. I don't know. It was just something when I first started. There's a part of me that was like, it's not good. It's not good. You don't need to tell everyone that you have a webtoon. It's not necessary. It's not worth anything right now. But no, things have changed. My perspective on it has changed. I've clearly been trying my best with it, so it's time for me to give it some recognition and do recognition of myself, because I have issues. No, I have problems with self-criticism and self-doubt. That is what I realized lately. Anyways, let's not get into that. Yeah, webtoon. My webtoon. My webtoon is called... Sorry, I literally forgot. I literally forgot what it was called. My webtoon is called Nixion Falls Origins. It's with 2 eyes. It's not Nixon. Honestly, I think I'll just say Nixon. It's easier. It's Nixon with 2 eyes. Nixon Falls Origins. Help. The quick synopsis of Nixion Falls Origins is that this is just a collection of short stories with sort of background stories for each of my characters. Like, for example, one of my characters, Hazel, she's going through her little arc of different little stories that have happened throughout most of her childhood, which, is what will eventually show up in her character later whenever I do Nixion Falls High School. So, yeah, basically, it just follows different OCs and how some aspects of their life made them the way that they are in the present time whenever Nixion High School takes place. So, I hope I explained that well. I don't know if I did. I hope so. I hope so. I started this webtoon last year in September of 2021, and it was kind of an impulsive decision where I was looking at webtoon advice on how to start one, and like some of the advice was like, start a buffer comic, do a buffer, which I didn't know what that meant at the time. What a buffer comic basically is if you have a work that you really want to do, but you don't have enough experience in doing it, you basically do a project where it's not your final project, or it's not the dream project you want to do, but it's a project where you are working out the kinks and you learn throughout your creation process. And it'll teach you how to do certain things, like managing it, or how to get a certain skill out of it, like for me, when I first started, my I can't think straight. My thought process was, okay, well, I need to learn backgrounds, I need to learn perspective, I need to learn how to actually put my characters in certain settings, and etc. And that's what I wanted to do. I knew it wasn't gonna look good, but I knew this was just a starter project. I was like, this is just something I need to do in order to learn how to do it in the future, so I'm not struggling. Because, some people have this idolized dream of just getting into their dream project and the dream project not turning out how they want it to be, and that's my fear. I fear that I'll just jump into my dream project, which is Nixion Falls High School, and it not turn out good. No, of course, no, I don't have... It's not like I don't have faith in myself to not do it, it's more just... I know I don't have enough experience, so why would I jump into something like that? especially if I'm going to commit all my time to it later in life or something. I don't know. So, yeah, Nixion Falls Origins is basically my buffer comic, my starter project, something that I will be using to learn things, such as backgrounds, perspective, character building, world building especially. You know. I wish I was more this. I wish I was more eloquent than this when I'm talking to my friends about it. Sometimes they ask me, "Hey, what's your story about?" And I'm like, characters. And they're like, "Is that it?" I'm like, "Yes, that's all I'm gonna say to you. You don't need to know. You don't need to know." Anyways, if any of my friends are watching this, hello, hi, sorry. Alright, so, things that I've learned with this webtoon so far. I've learned nothing, my brain is completely empty. No, I'm kidding. From the first episode to the recent episode I posted, which, go check it out. From the first episode, I've looked at it quite a few times, and there's some things where I'm like, okay, well, this clearly needs some work. And from the last recent episode, I'm like, okay, I seem to be sort of getting the hang of this. But I need to work on some things still. Such as character expressions. I feel sometimes I'm like, okay, this expression seems fitting. Emphasis on the question mark. But sometimes I'm like, okay, well, maybe it doesn't really hit its mark. Sometimes I have sometimes I do same face syndrome. Sometimes I don't know how to draw faces properly or expressions properly, and I'm trying to learn how to do that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being self-critical again. Maybe the faces are fine. I don't know. I am my worst critic. That's basically this video. Something else. It's lighting. I have so much trouble with lighting. Issues with lighting is I know how it works. I know point light certain way, light's gonna hit that spot a certain way. I know that. Where the light is, where you place, I know. But I don't know how to put in the work. So, because the recent episode, it takes place outside on a very sunny day at a park. And for some reason, my brain could not wrap my head around, where is this light coming from? The thing is, it's outside. And I've literally, the few times where I've actually gone outside, I've looked at trees and I'm like, okay, light reflects on them a certain way. Light looks weird certain times of day. And it reflects off bodies a certain... See, that I can look in real life and be like, yeah, that makes sense. But when I'm putting it in art, I don't know how to do that. My brain just can't figure it out. And that's what I struggled with the most in this recent episode. I'm like, how the hell does the light work? I don't know how it works. Where is it coming from? I know it was coming from above, obviously, because, we're outside. But still, I didn't understand that. Why am I whispering? I guess because my mom was sleeping in the other room. Anyways, yeah, I had issue with that in the recent update. Something else that I've had issue with this webcomic. Dialogue. Trust me, I swear, I plan out sometimes. I plan out my scripts as best as I can and whenever I can. Sometimes dialogue is a little wonky. Sometimes it don't make sense. Sometimes there's some grammar mistakes because even though English is my first language, I still make stupid decisions and choose the worst wording ever. I swear. Oh god. Yeah. Sometimes I am rereading it and I look and I'm like, that's not what I was trying to say. Or it just feels like there's something missing from the phrase. Whenever a character says something, I'm like, I feel like something should have been there, but I don't know what I don't know what should have been there. Sometimes I'm like, I can't. And that's an issue that I'm having is, do I go back and fix it? Or do I just leave it be? Sometimes it's very obvious there's a typo and I'm like, okay, well, I can't not just ignore that. Which is what I'm thinking about, is just going back to any episode or any earlier episode and fixing typos or adding some things to the dialogue for it to make sense or make it more fluid and not clunky. That's something I talked to my friends about earlier today, in the present day that I'm recording this, where I'm like, okay, do I go back and fix things, or do I just leave it? And I made a pros and cons list, because for a few days now, as I was working on the comic, I was like, I should really go back to the first 4 episodes and fix some things that are bothering me. And that, for some reason, included redrawing everything. And of course, I'm not going to do that. That's a stupid idea. Because what I wrote on my pros and cons list, some of the pros were, oh, you could fix things. Yeah, fix some perspective issues, some backgrounds, some lighting. Just, fix it up a little. But the cons is, if I redrew everything, then, it's not gonna really... It's a time waster, first of all, and second, it's something about looking at my old art and being like, wow, I really improved. Because, September of last year looks completely different from today's art style. It's very funny and very weird. And I guess it's because looking at the earlier episodes, it's like I was working through the kinks. I was just doing what I felt like was a good decision at the time, and so I just went with it. If I go back and change that, it not only would it be wasting time, but that's just removing the aspects of just my artistic decisions, and it's, I don't know, something about it. My friend basically called it an art time capsule. And that's what that is. Those are what the first 4 episodes are, a art time capsule. The art doesn't look great from what I've seen it. Honestly, if I could look back at it right now, which I'm probably going to anyways, I'll probably be like, oh, it looks fine. It's just the backgrounds are bothering me. And then some dialogue I guess I could fix. But I think I've made, and some of my friends basically made the decision, oh, you should just focus on fixing some little kinks in it. Just fix the dialogue, fix any typos, but don't do anything else. Just don't. Because if I do, well, not only be wasting time, but that's just basically erasing parts of my artistic history, I guess. I don't know. It's like you... I guess a way to put it is, it's like you're looking at your old art from years ago, and then you look at it and I'm gonna change this. And you start drawing over it and fixing it. That's not... I mean, you could do that if you want to, but it's just gonna... You won't see your growth. It's not gonna help you. It's not gonna show people that you've grown. It's just gonna show people, oh, their art's always looked like this. They didn't really grow that much. Yeah. No, don't do that. I mean, you can, but I'm just saying, don't do it. Trust me, it'll feel very validating when you see your old art and see your recent art and you're like, wow, I've really improved. That's my advice. Trust me, I'm learning things as I go with this webcomic. I haven't even talked about the story because you read it, but I guess I can talk about it a little bit, give it some leeway, some explanation for how I did some of these chapters and how long I've spent in some of these chapters. Oh my god. In one of the chapters, I think it's episode 5, called Push, I think that was my favorite episode. I don't know why it is. Something about it. I guess that's the episode where it shifts to Hazels Childhood arc, I guess, because the first 4 episodes of Nixion Origins was sort of like a prologue to Hazel's coming or going into high school, I guess, and her being like, I don't want to do this, But anyways, episode 5 is like the shift to her past and how she was as a child. I was about to say shid. I couldn't. Oh god. As a kid, and how. Okay, so what I basically wanted to do is show her relationship with her mom, her other mom, basically between her parents and her sibling Helen, and just other people that she encounters throughout her childhood, and how, you know, how she was basically, I don't know how to freaking speak, just basically how she grew up, I guess. And I think one of the things I want people to notice is how much she cries in her childhood. She cries a lot, and that's an intentional decision I made. I want her to be a crybaby, because that's what I was as a kid. I was very sensitive to things, and I cried a lot over really small stuff. And I'm just like, similarities here. She cries over literally everything, especially if it's something really silly or dumb, but to her it's something that basically matters, because she's like 6-7 years old and she's just experiencing things for the first time, you know? I don't know. That's how I was when I was younger. I was like, oh god, what's gonna end? And it's just like, dude, you just spilled your cereal, you're fine. No, it's not a fine. I'm gonna it's just, yeah, but it's like Hazel going through things, and her mother, one of the people in her life that is important, by the way, obviously, she coddles her. And how in the first four episodes, her mom is like, I can't keep coddling you anymore. You need to grow up a little bit. That I want to be shown throughout any part of her arc as a child, of how her mother coddled her, and how her mom was always there for her, of course, and always was there whenever she needed comfort. She's a comfort character to Hazel, so it makes sense as to show like how Octavius, her mom, is very, caring. But of course, as time goes on, you start to see Hazel shift more and more into depending more on her mom and being an emotional mess. And her mom being like, oh god, I can't save this child. She gotta push her out of the nest a little bit. That's basically what Hazels Arc is, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, anyways, I was talking about Push, episode 5. Episode 5 took me 3 months to do, which is an unnecessary amount of... It's because I was basically on a hiatus. I had schoolwork to do and everything, and I just didn't have time to work on the comic. But I remember writing the script for it. I remember the sketching process. I remember actually getting on my computer and drawing it out. It took me 3 months. Not in that order, of course. It was like... I don't even remember. Honestly, it was like during school time. It was like I spent almost majority of my afternoon at school, of course, and then doing homework. And then late at night, I would just write a script on my documents. Sorry, I would write a script in my memos. And then go to sleep. And then when I was at school, I actually sketched out the comic in one of my small books that I still have, and it's in there. I actually literally have quite a few comics in there that are from the Webtoon, and I would just sketch them out and just do my best at representing what I wanted to draw. And then I don't remember when I decided to actually get on the computer and start drawing it, but I remember that episode took me at least a day to finish. I did everything in one day. I don't know what happened to me. I was cracked. That episode took me an entire 8-hour day. I don't know. It was Sunday. I was listening to Webtoon podcast, and for some reason I got this surge of motivation and energy, and I spent like the entire day working on it up until like 10 o'clock, where I had to actually go to bed. And I remember posting, and I felt so good about it. That was the first time I was like, oh my god, look at me go after a 4-month hiatus. I was like, wow, I was so productive today. It was crazy. It was a weird feeling. And then I don't know, I guess from that point on, I was just like, I just gotta go at my own pace here. Because, I don't know, I've just never had that same energy ever since that happened. It's weird. Like, I don't know what happened to me that day. I literally ate popcorn while I was doing the comic. I ate popcorn with one hand and drew with the other. I don't know what was wrong with me that day. Something happened. Something, I don't know what happened. But yeah, I guess over time, I've just been like, yeah. This is gonna be something I gotta do at my own pace. I can't rush myself, because if I do, I'll start hating it, and then I won't have fun, and then I won't do anything, because I just can't push myself to do it. I think it's better for me to just go at my own pace, because I don't expect anything for it, plus I'm not getting paid. Literally, last night after I finished working, that's what I'm calling it, working, I was like, I'm not getting paid for this. What am I doing? I spent 3 days on this. And I did not get paid. I wish I was getting paid. I don't have enough engagement to get paid for the work that I do, but it's fine. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. It's the little things. Okay, seriously though, I'm having fun writing Hazels Arc, and at some point I'm gonna have to write Helen's Arc as well. There's just some characters though, like Minth and Octavius. It's just something about them though that, you know, like I've never focused too much on the parents of certain characters, because I'm like, they're not important, they're not part of the story, but it's just something about them and how their experiences inevitably affect the protagonist or some of the other characters, which I'm not going to get into right now because that's spoiler territory. But in the recent episode chapters, we see how Octavius's backstory sort of affects her mindset towards certain things. That's important, obviously. And something about Minth will happen later down the line in Helen's perspective, or at least during Helen's arc, that will ultimately affect Helen's character as well. Which, yeah. But yeah, characters that I've never focused too much on, they're gonna have some nuance as well as the protagonist will. I honestly, the only God, I'm gonna sound so mean. The only character I'm looking forward to for writing a backstory for is Henry. Like, I don't know where to start with him. It's like I'm going slow intentionally, because there's so many other characters that need their backstory at least mentioned like once. There's gonna be some characters whose backstory may be like 2 to 3, maybe 4 episodes long at the least. Hazel's and Helen's combined, it's at least like 15. I'm gonna say 15 at least. I don't know. And then Henry's, I don't know about him. He's gonna take the longest time. He's gonna be the longest arc. Just himself alone, I don't know. Maybe I'm lying, maybe I'm hyping myself up. Maybe I'll only write like 7 episodes worth. I don't know. I'll see when it happens. His arc is not gonna happen for a while. But I'm really looking forward to it, because I just want to draw it. I just want to draw Kid Henry. Anyways, I've talked for a very long time. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my webtoon. You can go check it out in the description. It's Nixion Falls Origins. Nixion with 2 eyes, please. And, please give me engagement. I have 600 views on that, and 33 subs at the time of recording this. I don't know. Just check it out. Do whatever you gotta do. If you don't like it, that's okay. Anyways, thank you for watching and listening, and I'll see you.